big ceremony, a big day.
Yeah, no, I'm excited. I knew this was in the works for a little bit of time now, and days come against my old club. So it's so nice of you guys to recognize that and make it on this day. Father's Day is tomorrow. My birthday's next week, so just a week of celebrations. That's been really nice for my family and I to enjoy.
Caleb, you want to lead us off?
Yeah. So now that your name will officially be on this stadium forever, how does that feel to just be part of the Ring of Honor?
Yeah, it's huge. Just reading a little bit about what the Ring of Honor really is within not just this club but around the world. It's the ultimate uh, kind of honor from a club to give you, and Jason is up there, and Javi Morales, who that are huge part of this club, and now to be added to those two names is very special to me. This club means so much to me, and it's not just a club; it's my home, and has given me so much. So to be recognized in this way, in front of the fans, that means so much to me. Is huge, and just so happy to be a part of it.
Been a few years since you stopped playing, but this year you got the Hall of Fame. You have
Mm.
this. What's it been like these last couple of months to just look back on your career? What memories have come to mind, and just what's that experience been like to kind of relive all of everything?
It's been great. Seeing old highlights, old saves, old games that I was a part of. The league's changed so much, even since 2009 when I retired, and just reminiscing with my family and friends, and the whole media team here. They've done great with bringing back those memories for me and reenacting those moments, and um, it makes me miss the game. I didn't miss the game for a long time, and it's been good to be away and be a fan, and now on the other side with coaching. But definitely made me miss the game and being in the locker room and on the field, and yeah, just those were special moments that meant so much to me, and I know meant so much to the fans, and I'm happy I'm here to celebrate with them.
You touched on it a little bit right there, but going up on the match you're using next to Jason,
Hmm.
one of them, but just to be kind of compared to those guys, their own accolades. But does that mean a little bit, maybe a little bit something more? Because I know it's sometimes it's hard to look back at your own,
Yeah,
sort of what you did in your own career, but you saw what they did, you saw what Hobby did, you
yeah.
saw what Jason.
I don't think there's any kind of comparisons. We're all our own kind of different people and players and coaches in our own right, and um, I think each of them are on that wall for a reason. They've done great things on the field, off the field, and an integral part of our club. And I'm just again, I'm honored to be up there with them, and I think we're just different um, people, and it's not about comparing; it's about appreciating those players and coaches, and I get to work with Jason every single day now, and it brings back some memories of when he used to coach me, and Javier's texting me today all through the week about some of the games that he saw online, and we still keep in contact. So we still have that tight knit team bond that we even when we had back in the day when we were all here together. So it's fun to be on there with them, and I'm sure there'll be some more names added in the future.
Did you ever think that a kid from Southern California would who was I think you were drafted by Miami in the league
Uh-huh.
originally? Did you ever think that you would have a career in Utah, Salt Lake Valley, have a street named after you?
Yeah.
In addition to
No, I think I've answered this a couple of times. When you play the sport, I was a competitor. I love to compete. I love the team aspect of football, of soccer, and you don't play the game for the accolades. They soon start to add up when you play for so long, and you get recognized more and more. But never in my wildest dreams did I think I would be in Utah more than 2, 3, 4 years. And now I'm been here 19 years now. And it just embodies the people here, the city, the fans, the club, what they mean to me, and uh, appreciate everything that they've given me. They've given me so much for me and my family, and a street name. Now this, it's just so cool. I never ever thought this would be, especially here in Utah. This is supposed to be a stop on the road, trying to get back to the West Coast, and now this is home.
Congratulations, next storied career in Major League Soccer. Are there games that kind of stick with you?
Mhm.
Like on the win side, you looked at the MLS Cup twice. On the loss side, as a fan, that Monterey game is the
That
pinnacle of
yeah,
the soccer experience. Winning and losing are games that you kind of pop up in your memory.
I think the memories that come up is the ones that I see like this week and the saves. Obviously, the run to the final always is something that I'll remember forever and easy to kind of go back on. And um, but you just said it, the CONCACAF loss here in front of the fans in the final. That one still hurts. That one was tough. We had the team. I think the best team in MLS, and we had a chance to really win something great here, and we failed, but it's part of football. You learn from those moments, and you kind of continue to grow. And I don't know, what year was that, Trey?
2011.
2011. Yeah. So 8 more years I played after that, and hopefully I learned something from that game. And um, it's funny, after your career, I do remember the losses more than the wins, because they sting a little bit more. Even the final, against Kansas City, I thought we should have won that as well. But so many great memories too, not just the losses. It goes beyond the pitch. The relationships I've made in the locker room, with coaches, with teammates, still keeping in touch with these guys. And I think sometimes we kind of get lost on what I've done on the field and players, but when they come through here, they become your family and they become so close to you. I cherish those moments as well. It's not just the ones that the wins and losses.
You're a legend. I'm sure there's a lot of players that say, "Hey, I got to play with or against Nick Rimando." Are there players in your career that you say, "Hey, I got to play with"?
Oh man, I've never had that question. That's a good question. I mean, I just got to keep it with the people that I enjoyed playing with, and I was able to play with, like Kyle Beckerman, Javier Morales. These guys were my brothers. Robbie Finley. On the national team side, Wando, Chris Wondolowski, Dempsey, um, Donovan, Tim Howard. These guys I still talk to. These guys I still keep in touch with, and Carlos Bocanegra I played with in California, was on my club soccer team, and see where he was at, and captain the U.S. World Cup, I think 2 or 3 times, and finally getting to play with him on that team, it was really special. But so many players. I'm sure I'm missing a lot of them, but yeah, so many teammates. I can't name them all. Yeah.
Congratulations. Just kind of going back to Scott Garlick retires
Mm-hmm.
and the opportunity opens up. Kind of take us through what that looked like on your side of
Yeah, I mean, I got traded here in 2006 for the 2007 season. Trey picked me up from the airport. I think we went on like a wild goose hunt by the mountains, and we got the address wrong somewhere. Um, but contracts weren't signed, and the negotiations didn't go great. Scott Carlick was, I think, going to sign a contract, and then there's an opportunity for me to go to New York with Bruce Arena. Um, when that happened, I went to New York. Bruce opened his arms to me, said, "I want you." And for me, I didn't have a contract at the time. My wife was pregnant. I wanted to have a job. I wanted to play. I wanted to continue working, and that was an opportunity for me to do that. Went there, was in when I think like a month or two in preseason with New York. Contracts kind of fell through with Scott Garlick. I went into Bruce Arena's office, and he asked me if I wanted to stay or get back to Salt Lake, and it was an easy question for me to answer. It was get back to Salt Lake, and he was great. Bruce was awesome. He made it known that he wanted me to be there in New York, but he respects me enough that that's where I wanted to be first.
And then, what do you say to the kids? I mean, you get around in the academy, the Monarchs and stuff. What do you say to the kids that are aspiring to do something even close to what
Just remember to be in the moment. You know, these kids are going to GA Cup. You know, they're in playoffs right now. I think they have their first game tomorrow. To enjoy it, be in the moment, continue to work hard. Um, those are like the main things. And for me as a coach and being on the other side, it's having a relationship with these kids, even the kids on the I say kids. I'm very old now, but having a relationship with them, having them be able to trust you. And it's about them coming up to me and me giving them the experience that I've had. And if they don't trust you, they don't take it in. They won't talk to you. They won't really listen to what you have to say. And I think I've done a good job with that with our academy kids and the Monarchs, where they trust me enough to just talk and to talk about the game, to talk about outside of football and the field. And you know, yes, it's great to be a good player on the field, but it's even more so to be great outside of it and be within the community and be loved by the fans and those things go a long way.
Hey, we are so happy for you. Congrats. Speaking about those special moments, let's talk about the finals. You were basically in the death rounds, calling death rounds. Remember that?
The PKs. Yeah.
You against Elson Malo.
Edson Buttle. Yeah. That was a save, I believe, right?
Exactly. And then Robbie Russell gave out the 5-4.
Yeah.
You were the man of the match, man.
Yeah. I mean, what a game it was, right? We were going against the Giants, LA Galaxy. We were the underdogs, and I just remember being on that field and knowing that everybody in that stadium was rooting for us, and everybody on the bench and on the field for us believed that we could do it. And even going down, we kind of hunkered in and gave it everything we had and came back from behind, took them to PKs. And I think our whole team knew if we took them to PKs that we were going to win it. Had the momentum from the Chicago game, beating them in PKs, coming here or going to Seattle and taking the Galaxy to PKs. We just had to sink ours. We were very confident in that huddle. I knew I was confident. I was able to save, I believe, 2, and then one missed. And then Robbie Russell took it home for us. So what a great moment. I remember after that, maybe it was Trey taking me over for the MVP award, and my mom was trying to get down, and she broke her leg trying to get down. Yeah, and then she met me in the locker room in a wheelchair. So that was a good memory. Yeah.
Nick, when you're talking to the kids, what age groups are you working with?
Oh, I mean, before I went to the Monarchs, they're under 15, under 16. I mean, we're working with 10, 11-year-olds now in the EDP program on Sundays. So yeah, I guess as young as 10. But those conversations that you're talking about is probably the U16s, U18s, goalkeepers mostly. But now we're starting to get a lot of guys that are going to universities instead of signing pro deals. To UCLA especially, and so it's good to kind of get my arm around them and help them out a little bit.
Those kids, I guess 16-year-old would have been born in 2009. Did they get how good you were and stuff that you went through?
Yeah.
You just look like another old guy who's coach coming over talking to him.
Yeah.
How do you build that rapport? Because we all know what you did. We watched you do it, but they can't.
No, yeah, I don't think they do. I think like the under 18s, they kind of know. They've been there. They've seen the highlights. Even this week, some new players that on the Monarchs that are older are like, man, I didn't know you that quick. So yeah, I got a little bit slower, on the field and coaching, but I think Real does a pretty good job of making their old players kind of recognizable and through social media or whatever it may be. And this week, just talking on this week, there's been a lot of highlights and a lot of kids were able to see those, and it's good for them to see that I was able to do it once before and maybe get a little bit more respect. But we have great kids at the academy and the Monarchs, and no, it's fun to be a part.
I'm sure that you work with the physical part of the game, and that's important.
easy or 5'9".
No,
or
yeah.
4, and you powered through it to get, to this moment.
Yeah.
But can you convey that accurately to 15, 20?
Yeah. Just recently, the last couple of years, we have a lot of great goalkeepers coming through the academy down to the Monarchs, trying to get that contract. And, one day they're playing, one day they're out of favor. Sitting down with them in the rooms and just talking about to keep going. And just because you're not playing doesn't mean your road is ending, and to keep moving. And there's a huge mental side of it, because everybody sees all these other academies now signing these goalkeepers or kids, and if they're not getting signed, they think something's going on or something's wrong. It's just every kid has their own path, and that's what I try to tell them is listen, just stay on the road. Your time will come. Keep your head down. Be a good teammate. Be a good teammate. It goes a long way. All these kids are superstars that are coming into our academy. They're the big dogs when they're at their small clubs. Then they come to us. You got to fight for your position. And sometimes it takes longer than others, and it's tough because there's only one goalkeeper that plays at a time, and they got to understand it. And it's tough sometimes when they're the big dog and they come here and there's competition, and just try to let them know that competition is good in that position, and you got to just keep moving.
When you were in Miami, Kyle Beckerman was there. Art Lagerway, former GM, was there.
Jeff
Jeff
Cassar,
Cassar was there.
Pablo.
Pablo Mastroni was there.
Yeah.
There were so many guys. Brian Candler was there.
Yeah.
So many guys who came to Utah. You guys ever talk about what a
Yeah.
crazy combination is? So many people in Miami.
Yeah, no, never had that conversation. Now that you're saying it, yeah, I mean, I knew a lot of those players before, but never kind of thought about them coming from Miami and at a certain time in their careers. That team was special down there. It was fun. I think you guys all know Ray Hudson. He was a crack to hang, well, to play for, and yeah, I don't have an answer of why we came here or what we came here for. It was just, for me, my journey was meant to be here, and I'm happy I came.
Mentioned congratulations. You mentioned I'd like to see a few other names. What are some of those names besides yours, Jason Christ?
Yeah.
And,
I mean, the first one that comes to mind is Kyle Beckerman. What a legend he was on the field, in the community. He was our leader. He was our captain. He the second most games played for the club. Represented the club at the World Cup. There's no other person I think that deserves it more than him. And I'm sure he'll get that recognition soon.
final question for your kids and for your family. They were such a part of what happened. We were all used to seeing your kids on the field.
Yeah.
What does this mean?
Yeah, no, it's huge. You're all bringing some friends tonight, and I was just joking with them that I kind of want to reenact my son jumping over that fence with his little cars backpack, rolling it on the field, and he denied me on that. But I think I was dad back then, and now they're kind of seeing and realizing, I was also this soccer player. That did something on the field and in the community, and are getting these awards now and recognition. Sometimes I'm cool dad, and sometimes I'm just dad, and I think now they're starting to realize, and their friends are starting to realize that who I was for this club and what I've done, and really special to have them here tonight and have them taken in as well.
Hey, Coach, how does it feel when you walk around, like tonight when I was walking in and I lost track? I was trying to count the number of Rimando jerseys and I lost track of the number. How does it feel when you walk around and you see everybody still wearing their kits, still wearing their scarves?
Yeah, it's great. I mean, even when I was, just retired, and there was that COVID year, and then I was in the stands, in the suites, just looking down and still seeing them, and just driving it today. There's people walking in with Rimando jerseys on, and yeah, I mean, it's special because it means something to the fans, and I think I did my part where. Fans are still asking for my autograph or still wearing my jerseys. And I remember, when I just turned pro, some of the best advice was, when you're a pro, yes, you're this person who's famous on the field, on TV. People are going to ask for your autograph, and if you have people that don't want your autograph, there's something that's wrong. And so I was always trying to make it a point to make time for the fans, make time for the kids. Obviously, do the job on the field, but you want to be approachable. And I think our sport, our league, our team is an approachable league and team, and the access to the players is huge for the growth of the sport.
And then one last one for me. When you think about legacy, not just for yourself, but for the club, is there, if you were in charge of one RSL tradition or value that you never want to see separated from this club, what would that be?
Man, I think for me, because I've played and I'm now a coach, is making sure that we're interlocked with the community and bringing the community together with the club, because the community is what builds this club. The community are our fans, and the more we involve the community and give back when we have this platform, I think everybody will be happy and everybody will succeed in that.
Last question, Nick. Not to give away too much, but what's your message going to be to the fans in a couple hours?
Yeah, just thank them all, and let them know it. This is not that name up there is mine, but it represents all of us, because I could have done it with all of them, my teammates, my coaching staff, even to the ticketing, the game day experience, the media, the creative team. It doesn't work with just one player. It's a group of players, and just thanking everybody for this accomplishment, but also letting them know that it's not just mine, it's theirs as well.
Congratulations.